Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com here. We're back in Swiss doing a Shadows Over Innistrad. Alright, Always Watching, pretty strong card. Also Thing in the Ice, not quite as strong as Always Watching. Cool card though. I haven't gotten a chance to play with it yet, but it's an awesome card if you end up in the blue-red spells deck. One of these days I will make that deck happen, I assure you. But for now, let's go Always Watching. Okay, follow-up pick. Harvest Hand, which I guess works well with humans. There's a lot of humans in white. Really underwhelming pack in general, to be perfectly honest. I might just take the Harvest Hand because, like, I could take the Inspiring Captain as well. I think Inspiring Captain's alright. 4 mana 4/4 with Always Watching, it's pretty good, plus the extra buff. Just seems like such an underwhelming pick, but I guess so is Harvest Hand. I've never really been ever impressed with this card. Guess it's cool it turns into equipment. We'll take the Captain, I'll give him a chance. I mean, there's also like a Twins, but I don't really like, I mean, Black-White's okay. I'm going to take the Captain. I don't really like second picking an Inspiring Captain, but here we are. Alright, well, now there's Deadweight. I mean, that seems like the clear best pick. There is a Silver Strike, which I could take to stay white, because I do want to cut white cards as well. Typically, Silver Strike and Always Watching I wouldn't think would be all-stars in the same deck together, but that's actually fine. That's not a big deal. Always Watching does not have to be an aggressive card, or aggressively played card. It's just very powerful, so I can still comfortably run Silver Strike in this deck. I think Deadweight's much better, but like I said, I prefer to cut white to make the Always Watching work. There is also a Just the Wind, and blue-white's not something I'm really impressed with. Basically, I want to play green-white, or I want to play... what else would I want to play besides... I guess red-white's okay, too. It pretty much is green-white that's the real gold standard of this format, it seems like. I mean, the others, you can make all these other decks work. It's just, I've sort of found these to be the best, you know? Well, we've got Stern Constable, which is like, whatever. Apparatus, same sort of thing. Most of these cards seem pretty whatever. Best being maybe Drownyard Explorer. Actually, Geese's Bidding. I mean, we're getting past the black cards. Geese's Bidding being even a good card, but less exciting with Always Watching, and certainly less exciting going down a black-white route. Could take the Drownyard Explorer. It's just Stern Constable is so underwhelming. It is a human. Drownyard Explorer is just much better. I'll take the Constable. I'm going to cut white. We'll see if this works. I'm passing better cards, but I don't really care. Alright, so Provisioner. I could probably just take Unruly Mob here. Provisioner's okay, but let's keep the curve down a little bit if we can. Who knows? Maybe we'll end up mono white. That would be crazy. That's the latest Deadweight I've ever seen. Alright, if they're going to be 6th pick Deadweights, I'll go black. Fine. Concoction, taking it. Alright, black-white it is. You got it. You've convinced me. Oh, boy. Well, I mean, there's a Noble. There's an Angel of Deliverance. I mean, I could get Delirium. I've got enchantments. I'm discarding stuff. I guess it's probably worth it if I can get Delirium. Otherwise, it's like Mutation or Noble, both of which are... or Ox. I'll take the high upside card, I guess. Probably don't want to play it. 8 mana is very difficult to get to. It also does not even immediately impact, you know, it doesn't immediately start exiling stuff. Takes a little while. Okay, so we have Skeleton that has synergy with, I guess, Concoction. Actually does have synergy with Stern Constable, lets you tap every turn. We have Twins, which also has synergy with Stern Constable and Concoction. Maybe a little bit more exciting. I'll take the Skeleton. I kind of like the idea of renewable Stern Constable. We'll see if that works out. So here's Militant Inquisitor. If we end up with some True Faith Sensor stuff, it could be good. Otherwise, Wicker Witch for the Delirium. Although, I'm not sold on playing Angel of Deliverance yet. And Inquisitor probably... I continue to cut white. I mean, it's going to be okay that it doesn't count as 2 creature types, I think. There's a good chance we end up seeing some True Faith Sensors. At least one out of the next couple packs. Alright, I guess we'll take the Ox. It does hold down the world. Cut the white card. Cut the white card. Second to last pick, Imberai Wolf is actually... I mean, it's a good card. It's kind of crazy, actually, that it went that late. Okay, kind of a weird start, since I don't really want to play black-white, but getting a 6th pick Deadweight, 7th pick Sinister Concoction is just way too good to pass up. Okay, well, this pack has some goodies in it. We've got Tenacity, which is very strong. We kind of already have the Always Watching, which kind of serves a similar purpose. This is more of a combat trick, I guess. There's also a Lightning Axe in here. I kind of want to just take the Dauntless Cathar. Pretty powerful human. And just is a very good card. Works well with Unruly Mob. Works well with you ditch in a pinch. Can ditch it to that. It's a good card. I think Tenacity is very good too. But like I said, since I already have Always Watching, I'm a little more on board with taking Dauntless Cathar, but Tenacity is very strong. It's tough to deny it. I'm going to take the Cathar, though. Okay, so now we have Topplegeist, Gossipmonger, Inquisitor number 2, and Strength of Arms. So Topplegeist is quite good. I probably take it here. I like Gossipmonger too, but Topplegeist, if we can get Delirium going, is going to be pretty nice. And now we have a couple reasons to be going for Delirium. Like Crow is actually good for getting Delirium online. Currently, like I said, we have Enchantment, Instant, Creature. So we're going to need more. Crow is good, though. It's good for that. I like Geist, too, but we'll take the Crow here. I think at this point I've got enough incentive to be in black. And we probably get hooked up pack 3, I'm assuming. We'll find out. I mean, Crow is still fine with Always Watching, too, right? Okay, Drifter, get another 2-drop. I think I'm on board with that. At this point, we're really getting highly incentivized to go Delirium route, so I think the Crow pick is better for that reason. Okay, I think I'd take the second Cathar over the Parish Blade and the Revenant. Fiery Temper's in here, which is good, and Apparatus would be something we'd play at this point. What did I take over the Wicker Witch? I guess the Inquisitor. I guess if I could go back, I would change that, but at the time I wasn't planning on playing Angel of Deliverance. I think we still might, though. Okay, Compulsion is actually something we're looking for, since we already have a ton of creatures. It works really well with Concoction and Stern Constable. Works really well with Stern Constable, right? I guess not. You don't get to tap it and then use Murderous Compulsion. It's part of the cost to discard, so you don't get to do it the way you want, but it still is fine. I'm going to take it over an Accomplice, which I think is good too, but I want to build toward Delirium, you really need to diversify your deck a little bit. I'm going to take the Inspector here over the Revenant. I really like Inspector a lot. I like it more than Drifter too, I think. So I could take another Skeleton. I think I actually want to take the Spectral Shepherd. We're actually looking like we can be a pretty aggressive little black-white beatdown deck. We could totally cut Angel of Deliverance and just probably end up a 16-land deck. As of now. I guess we're not interested in any of these cards. I guess Dual Shot does take care of some of our stuff. Quite a few of our things, actually, so I'll hate that. It's really... Silver Strike's looking a lot worse now, but That's alright. We'll take the Strength of Arms. We're looking for combat tricks, since we're already creature heavy. Second Captain would be okay too, I guess. But so now we're really in the market for... Well, Emissary is a good pickup. But we're... actually, is Choked Estuary worth anything? I guess this is a... Oh, it's worth 65 cents? Sure, I'll take an Emissary. Inquisitor, Noble, Constable. Guess Inquisitor number 2. There is still the chance that we end up with some True Faith Sensor action, which would be nice. What did I take over the Harvest Hand? The Captain? I guess Harvest Hand would have been okay in this deck too, but I'm not upset with Captain. I still think it's fine. So, yeah, we're looking like... I guess what kind of sucks is two of our, you know, what is it, 4 removal spells are not really great in this type of deck, but we'll probably still end up playing them. All right, got the Apparatus. That's good news. Oh, well, I guess that works. Free fixing. But yeah, Silver Strike and Murderous Compulsion, not exactly what this deck wants to do. We may end up with enough evasion where it's okay. Like, we have Topplegeist, we have Drifter, Crow, Shepherd, Cathar on the back end, Silver Strike, or Emissary. Yeah, we may end up with enough flyers where these removal spells are fine. I've definitely had this argument with commenters before, but I really don't think... I think these cards are much worse in a deck like this that certainly wants to win as quickly as it can. Well, we've got Abyssinian Missionaries, but we don't have the equipment yet. We could end up finding it this pack, since we already have Double Inquisitor. Otherwise, there's Wicker Witch, Second Compulsion, Pale Rider. Pale Rider kind of works well with Cathar, and it's a good beatdown card. I may just want the Pale Rider, actually. Like I said, it still ends up synergizing with Cathar fairly effectively. And you end up with a 2-mana 3/3. This deck could use a little bit lower curve. Missionaries is cool if we can get it online, but I think I'm going to go for this Pale Rider. I mean, at this point, we're probably just committed to black, so I'll take Pale Rider. Foil Tamio's Journal. Well, Neglected Heirloom would have been a good equip card to get. I guess we could take it anyway. There's nothing else in here for us. We don't have any flip cards? Oh, man. All right. That's okay. Not a huge deal. Okay, Gargoyle flips, I guess. Not the ideal card for this deck either. It is 2 creature types, but it does not beat down. Could take the Puncturing Light. We're already creature... I know Travis does not like this card. I happen to just like Puncturing Light, so... Gargoyle's fine, too. I don't think this is exactly the deck for it. It is 2 creature types, or whatever. Card types, rather. What would be my first cut? I'm not sure yet. I'll tank Puncturing Light, though. Get a little bit more removal. Alright, well, From Under the Floorboards is good. I'll take it. It's a good top-end card, actually. Can be aggressive. We have ways to madness it as well, so, yeah. Like Stern Constables and Concoction. Pretty good ways. Alright, we'll take it. There's also Throttle, but I like From Under the Floorboards. I think it's a good card. Especially good with Inspiring Captain. Not synergizing well with the Always Watching, but... Alright, well, that's a late Purge, so we're going to take that over Crow. Purge is also good for getting on Delirium. So, good news. We have enough playables. This deck's going to work out. Deadweight number 2. Well, we'll take that. We've got enough creatures already, so... I think I might be ready to cut the Silver Strike and Murderous Compulsion at this point. Probably don't need Ox. It's fine. I probably don't need it, though. Even though it does have Delirium. Probably cut Compulsion and Silver Strike and still be okay. Still end up with Purge, Puncturing Light, Double Deadweight, Sinister. Yeah. Yeah, this is good. I like this. Now we don't have, you know, reactive removal. We have proactive removal. I think people really need to sort of get in on the key differences between that. Second Crow is nice, actually. We have Drifter, right? We have Double Cathar. We have Topplegeist. We've got some real incentive here to play Crows, I think. Maybe we start cutting Inquisitors. We have one equipment card, none of the human stuff. Second Skeleton, probably not necessary. I'm not going to play Shard of Broken Glass, although it does work, I guess, reasonably well with Delirium. But we already have Neglected Heirloom, which I think I just like more. Although we don't have any flip cards, so... But it's also... I guess it's the same price, but feeds Delirium. Maybe Shard is the same. I don't think I'm playing a second Skeleton. I probably could just take it anyway. I guess it does kind of work well with Always Watching. Like, we can cut Inquisitors. This is 15 creatures with the from under the floorboards. Yeah, this is actually fine. We have a lot of removal. We have a cheap curve. Survive the Night is playable. Hope Against Hope, I guess it's something, but I guess we can take the Survive. Probably don't play it. Maybe I play Survive over Strength of Arms since we don't really have... We have one piece of equipment, but the difference between 1 and 3 is so significant. I actually played Alms of the Vein recently. It is playable, but I've got enough playables where I'm not going to need it. I'm still debating whether I want to do... Well, maybe I want to do Murderer's Axe instead of Heirloom or Shard of Broken Glass. Better on a flyer. Still feeds Delirium. We have no flip, so this is just kind of lackluster equipment. Or I could take the Strength of Arms. I'm going to take the Axe here. Sure. That's a late Neonate. Alright. Well, I think this deck's going to end up just fine. Not exactly the route I had originally intended to go, but a route I think I can get behind. So if I cut Heirloom and Shard of Broken Glass, I basically just need one more cut and I have a deck. I don't want to cut a creature though, because I kind of like that our removal is all proactive. I might just cut Survive the Night and keep the Strength of Arms. I think I'd rather pay 1 mana and push damage rather than pay 3. I can get behind this deck. I think this is fine. And actually, Murderer's Axe is another way to turn on the from under the floorboards too, which is not irrelevant. We have a couple Delirium cards, right? What have we got? We've got Drifter and Topplegeist. Is that it? I guess so. Just not a lot, but I think it's enough. What's our flying? We've got Topplegeist, maybe Drifter, Double Cathar possibly, Shepherd, Double Crow, Emissary. So we've got some flyers for the Murderer's Axe. Apparatus is not a great card. Maybe it's replaceable. I'm trying to think how much of a problem. I don't think we're going to have a huge problem getting Delirium online. And on top of that, we have much better removal spells at the moment, right? Double Deadweight, Concoction, Puncturing Light, Purge. Is that it? It's not bad still. I don't know what I'd run over it though, I guess. I could do... Something I could do is maybe run Heirloom over it, and then with 2 pieces of equipment, maybe I'm more incentivized to go back onto the Inquisitor plan. And if I go on the Inquisitor plan, I'm kind of actually tempted to cut the Sanitarium Skeleton and the Constable, two of our kind of lackluster 1-drops, and go back into double Inquisitor. But we probably have a curve right now that's more conducive to 16 lands. So maybe I just want to stick with this. What did I cut for the Neglected Heirloom? Now I can't even remember. Let's not forget Forsaken Sanctuary. Heirloom is a fine card, but we already have Always Watching and a Murder's Axe. Probably unnecessary. Oh, the Apparatus. Yeah, I could bring in a second Skeleton. We don't have a ton of value for Skeleton. I mean, it's kind of cool with Crow of Dark Tidings. It's not like our late game plan is that excellent. I guess it works with Pale Rider too. Works with Pale Rider, works with Concoction, works with Stern Constable. It also blocks. We have some flyers. All right, maybe we go for it. Maybe we go for double Skeleton with Constable, Concoction, Pale Rider, Crows, Murder's Axe. Might be enough. It's kind of cool with Inspiring Captain. Definitely cool with Always Watching. You know, recurring 2-3 could be something. We'll find out, I guess. All right. I guess it works with Angelic Purge, too. All right. There's enough things where we'll give it a go and see what we think. Let's bring in the Sanctuary and probably do close to an even split. I think 9-8 is good. So the deck's curve looks very good. We don't have any... Well, I was going to say we don't have any bombs, but I guess Always Watching is definitely a bomb. And we have some powerful commons. We look like we can put pressure down fairly quickly. I think this deck is pretty good. Black-white is basically the only reason I'm taking points away from it, just because it's not a super supported archetype in this format, but I've found some success with it in the past, so I think it'll be fine. We probably have enough evasion and removal where this deck could probably be in B territory, so I'll give it an 82% and call it a deck. All right. Well, I guess we'll see you round 1.